Hi Shambhavi.
Hi Divyam, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well too. Thank you for asking. Hello to everyone who has, okay, no one has joined us yet, but hello to everyone who's watching this as a video after it has been uploaded on YouTube. Hi.
Yes. Guys, today we're talking about business English. And remember, if you want more content like this, just subscribe, put it in the comments. We would love to help you as much as we can, as soon as possible. That is the most important part.
Absolutely. Chandan is here. Hi Chandan. It's always so nice to be here. So we're going to be, Divyam has already introduced the top topic. We're going to be talking about business English today. And we would love to answer your queries with regards to that, or any doubts or questions, anything that you might have. You can also share your own tips and tricks if you have any, with other people who have joined the live. It's always nice to have that sort of a community bond here. Um, Hi Shruti. Um, yeah. So, and also again, like if there's anything else, if there are any other topics that you want to talk about, you can let us know here, or you can let us know in the comments later when this goes up as a video. And we absolutely love to take up the topics that you want us to talk about. I think business English was also one of the topics that had been suggested to us in one of our previous lives. So I don't remember who suggested it. I just wish they are here with us today. Yeah.
All right. So I think we can start now.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have some people here. So yeah, we can definitely start. So
All right, guys. Go ahead, Shambhavi.
yeah. So okay, for everyone who's here, what do you understand by this business English? It sounds a little, I don't know, it sounds a little, I mean, it's very definitive in itself, but hi Chirag, hi Chandan, hi Swami. What do you guys understand by business English? Of course, we'll go on to explain this, but and this is what the live is about. We are going to talk about this in much detail. But before that, okay, in by the time they type, Divyam, do you like
Yes.
to answer that?
Yeah, so we are more interested in kind of finding out what problems you are facing in terms of business English and try to help you, because that's what clapping was about, personalized help. So today you guys can ask us questions about business English. We will try to respond to it to the best of our knowledge, and one lucky person will get to come join us, ask us the questions in person, and maybe even have some sort of role playing situation where we can tell them how to solve that problem or how to get out of that situation.
Yeah,
All right. Let's start off with the simple stuff first before we get the questions.
yeah.
Put in your
Someone,
questions. Yeah, put in your questions in the comments, guys. Till then, we'll just quickly go over a small topic that we need to discuss. Shambhavi?
yeah. So Somi has suggested that it's technical English. To what extent do you think is she correct?
She is, I think, close, and she's absolutely correct, I would say. But
Yeah,
there are more things that we need to discuss, and we would love to get to it.
absolutely. So so business English, yeah, it is sort of technical English. It's English that you use at your workplace. It's more of it has a lot to do with your general communication skills, and it's more sort of formal and appropriate English. Um, so yeah, that is what business English is. Yes, you were right, bang on. So we are going to discuss more about how we can work on, just like enhancing our business vocabulary.
Right.
So yeah.
All right. Before we start, guys, I want to know from you guys what industry you work in. Okay, because we're going to be using examples. We're going to be uh, creating situations on how to solve a particular problems. So please tell me in the comments what industry you're from. It could be aviation, hospitality, finance, marketing, sales. It could be teaching. A lot of our learners are teachers as well. So put it in the comments what industry you're from. You can also put in the comments what problem you have been facing with your business English or what you want to improve. And until we get those questions, we are going to cover the vocabulary part. All right. So I think a lot of people get confused when they hear words like uh, when they initially start learning English and suddenly they're watching a show where someone is a lawyer or they're working in a marketing agency or they are just doing any sort of sales or having a meeting, right? So a lot of people get these questions. What are these words? Diversification, merger, stock options, bull, bear. This is related to the stock market, by the way, bull and bear.
Yeah.
There are a million words in terms of their individual industries. So please make sure you put in your industry so we can use it. I'm already seeing sales and marketing,
Yeah.
IT, health,
IT. A lot of people
healthcare.
from IT.
That's good. So I'm
And
sure you guys have your own words that you use, like in terms of coding, in terms of web designing, in terms of solving issues, right?
yeah.
Nice. Chirag, I think you work in edutech, education technology. But yeah, okay. All right. So Shambhavi, can you think of some words that maybe perplexed you or confused you?
Oh, absolutely. So there was this word very recently, and until very recently, I did not know what it meant, but I just pretended like I did because it was so frequently used in a lot of our conversations, which was sprint meeting. Can anyone take a guess at what that is? I
I think
only,
the IT guys will be able to do that.
yeah, that's how that word came up in my mind because I saw a lot of IT people here. Sprint. I was like, I know one meaning of sprint which could not be applied in the situation that they were talking about. So
Running
yeah,
on.
like what is sprint meeting? What do you do there? So there are so many words that have confused me. Okay, Divyam, we have a fan.
That's
So
okay. We can address that as soon as we're done with this topic. Not a problem.
yeah.
All right.
So sprint was definitely one word that
Phase. Swami has asked phase. Okay. Now, a lot of these words, guys, can mean one or two things depending on what the context is. Okay. So, what you can, okay, Swami is saying, I think sprint is phase. I actually don't technically know what sprint means, but I think it has something to do with finishing off couple of projects
yeah,
in a
yeah, I
short period
think
of
it has
time.
something to do with the timeline. I think,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's just let
And
me Google it. You can keep talking while I Google this.
yeah. So likewise, we would love to know what are some of the words that have confused you guys in your areas, like wherever you work.
Industries, yeah.
Yeah, in industry. Yeah.
So I found the meaning of sprint: a set period of time during which specific tasks must be completed.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, I think when a company or a team says that they are in the middle of a sprint, it means, hey, we have 5 days, and in these 5 days, we are going to solve 10 problems or these 5 problems that we are facing that are quite urgent, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Nice.
But sometimes it's because we don't know the meaning of certain words, we tend to use it in a like we tend to use it incorrectly. Very recently I heard someone say, so there's this term, again, very formal, very business Englishy term, which is the bottom line.
Mhm.
Yeah. What does it mean? So does anyone know what does the bottom line mean?
What do you think it is, Shambhavi?
It's like the essential point, like the essence of the crux, right?
You're just giving them more words to get confused.
Oh, no, I mean it's the
See,
Wow.
I think a bottom line is something that defines, like if I come, I'm from a sales and marketing background, right? So the bottom line for me in my industry would be what are the final revenue numbers, or how much sales, what are the sales numbers at the end of the month. So, another way to say that bottom line, the phrase bottom line in a correct way would be me telling some of my workers, hey, we need to increase the bottom line, we need to improve the bottom line. Or at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom line. That means it's all about the money we make at the end of the month.
Yeah. But so what I was talking about was, because we don't really use these words very often, and it's somewhat alien to us. I heard someone say the bottom of the line. Is that correct? Do you think it is? It's not, right? So again, when it comes to business English, it's also very important. I mean, just don't use business vocabulary for the sake of it. Like you need to know the correct uh the correct form of it.
Yeah. So I think Sandhya has just said, I am not able to understand what is this. Okay. So I don't know if you're talking about the live or about the words that we are using, but I'll just clarify for you. We're just having a live to sort of explain how to correctly use business terms and how they are important for you. We will also later on, in about 5 minutes, we will tell you how to improve it, what sources you need to start consuming in terms of content, where you need to learn these words from, how you should learn it, how you should use it in your daily life. Okay. So it says here UPSC students, I'm assuming you are preparing for it, or either you are posting content in terms of helping someone become a UPSC student or give their exams. So it may be different for you. We're just using examples. We may not use the words that are used in your industry.
Just to give
So
her an example of a very UPSC word, for example, Sandhya, there's this word, I'm sure you must have come across the term bare act of the Constitution. Yeah. So now again, this is something that we know, or this is something that people who have a social science background, or people who are preparing for UPSC, and people who are interested in polity in general know bare act. So that's a vocabulary which is very heavily used in our industry, but not a lot of people know about it. So that could be one example, the bare act. Or there are several other examples which we will talk about as
yeah,
we go along. Yeah.
yeah. So you can say that this is a word that has been used in our industry or by the workforce in this industry. Workforce is basically the number of people that work in a company or an industry, right? We can use these terms as well. All right. Aman, Sandhya, Amir, everyone has been sending so many comments. We're so sorry we can't get to all of them. We're just trying to explain something to you, and as soon as we're done with that, we will answer all of your questions. Okay. Aditi has asked us, how do you ask questions to clients? Uh, Aditi, it depends on a number of factors. Firstly, how close or how much do you understand the client? Is it the first time you're talking to them? Do you already have a relationship with them? Uh, in sales, a lot of people are too worried about selling the product. But I think the most important question, or the most important lesson that I have learned working in the sales industry, is good salesmen always ask a lot of questions. Okay. So let's say let's say Shambhavi has come up to me and she said, hey, I'm looking to buy a pen, right? So the first thing I would ask her is, all right, so what do you want in that pen? What are you expecting from that pen, right? So Shambhavi will, can you just give me a random answer? What do you expect from a pen, Shambhavi?
Just a gel, a black gel pen.
Black gel pen. All right. So Shambhavi, what is your budget?
Uh, a black gel pen usually comes for 20. So yeah.
So you want something that is in the 20 rupee range.
Yeah.
Right. And also, why don't you tell me how you are going to use it, or how much do you use that pen? How often do you use that pen?
Very often, since my exams are going on, they're not. But since my exams are going on, I think I would need to use it way more than I regularly use pen, just
So
for making.
for a small period of time, you would use it daily, but
Yes,
otherwise in your usual daily life, you
not
don't
as
use
much.
daily. Okay, good. So now that I know all these all the answers to my questions, I can sort of find out how my product is going to fit her needs.
Yeah,
Generally, when you look at salesmen, they'll just ask you what's your budget, and then they throw product at you. Oh yeah, why don't you take this pen? And then Shambhavi will say, no, but I want a gel pen. I'm like, okay, oh, you want a gel pen? Cool. Why don't you take this gel pen? And then Shambhavi will say, but I wanted a black gel pen, right? And then the salesman will get confused, will get annoyed. But try to listen to the question first. Try to listen to the client, what they want, what they need, and then give them the answer. And that way, even the client knows that you are doing everything you can as a salesman to give them what they need and at a good price. All right. It may not be a good example for you. I don't know what industry you work in, since you said what questions to ask clients, but it's a very small example on how human interaction should work when it comes to talking to clients. Okay.
absolutely.
It is very important to know that the client doesn't look at you as a competitor or an enemy, because a lot it's happened with me, when I used to go to shop for like a phone or a pair of headphones or like a watch. I would say, hey, can I look at your collection? And they'll say, cool, what's your budget? And then I would say something like, let's say for a watch, I would say my budget is 3,000 rupees or 4,000 rupees. And they would just start throwing watches at me. And I'm like, but you didn't ask me if I want a metal belt. You didn't ask me if I want a digital watch. You didn't ask me if I like any brands, what my style is, So it
Yeah,
can be quite confusing. And I'll just think, yeah, this person is not interested. And clearly, I don't like any of this stuff. So I'm just going to leave. That's why if you go to really expensive stores, they'll ask you these questions. They're good at selling things. All right. They're good at understanding your needs.
absolutely.
All right. We'll
So
move on to a very crucial part of the business
just
English.
yeah, just before that, I think Ashish has a question. He's asking, if I talk to someone who has a great vocabulary, but I'm not much great in that vocabulary, in that moment, how can I give the reply without letting him know that I don't know the exact meaning? Now, this is something that you might face when if you're a fresher and all these new terms are being thrown at you and you don't know a lot of meanings. Uh, the problem here is that you don't need to give a reply without letting them know that you don't know the meaning. Always let them know that, just be honest, let them know. For example, for the longest time I did not know what sprint meant, and I was just very confused with that term. So eventually I asked someone from the tech team, what does this mean exactly, because I don't know. And if someday you come and ask me to join a sprint meeting, I wouldn't know what to do. So it's
You'll be
always,
clueless.
yeah. So, because the idea that I had in my mind of a sprint was completely different. So, it's always better to just let them know. Like, just be like, I don't know what that term means exactly.
The
So,
same way Sandhya has asked us,
elaborate.
what are we doing over here? Which is very good. It's
Yeah.
good. You should be clear. You should be very honest about how you feel.
Yeah. So, just let
Nice.
them know, I'm not very sure what that means. Could you please elaborate or anything? Just be honest with that.
Right. So now we'll move on to how to improve your vocabulary or how to learn these words from your industry. Okay. And some of you may agree, some of you may disagree, but I hope you listen. I hope you get value out of what we are saying. But the biggest hack to becoming fluent in terms of vocabulary in your industry, this is very specific. It is customized to every person. Okay. Everyone will get different results, but just listen. I would want you guys to go and create a LinkedIn profile. I'm sure you've heard of the social media platform called LinkedIn. Now, that is considered the best social media profile in terms of businesses. All right. So if you go look at a company, right, the company will be available on LinkedIn. And let's say you want to give an interview at um, Godrej, or you want to give an interview at Asian Paints, right? These are some examples. What I would recommend you to do is go and research on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has everyone and every company. All right. So you can go to LinkedIn, research the company. Under the company's name, you will also find the people working in the company, people who've tagged
Yeah.
Asian Paints as their workplace, or people who tag Godrej as their workplace, their own companies basically. you can go and see that person's experience. So generally, when I used to give interviews, what I would do is I would research the company on LinkedIn. I would research who is going to conduct my interview, who is possibly going to conduct my interview. I would go look at the founder's profile, what they are passionate about,
Their
what
interests. Yeah.
their interests, what their goals are for creating that company. And then I would try to align myself. I would try to be on the same page by saying that, okay, I want to join this company because I have the same goals as your founder. Sometimes I've realized that the founder doesn't have the same goals as me. I become very honest. In the interview, I say, your founder has these goals, but I am more focused on this. And if the company thinks you are going to provide value or you are going to help them grow, then they will hire you. All right. But it's really important to be on LinkedIn. Social networking. I'm sure you've heard of this. Social networking and business networking or professional networking are words that we use that explain how many contacts you have in the real world. All right.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have someone in your family, whether it's your dad, your parents, your uncle, who you'll ask him any question and he'll be like, yes, I know a guy for that. I'll send you the number. That is because they have networked in the past. It's just that for our generation, the networking has become online now, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you follow your industry leaders on LinkedIn. Okay. Make sure you follow your favorite companies on LinkedIn to stay updated with all the news that is going on, that is being announced. All right. Also, make sure you read a lot of articles. Now, these articles related to your industry will introduce you to the words that you need to know. All right.
Right.
Shambhavi, what else can they do on LinkedIn and through articles? Can you think of
I
something?
think one very important thing that you just talked about was social networking, and you mentioned that it's online in our times, which I think is great because it gives us way more opportunity. It it has just LinkedIn and other platforms like LinkedIn. I'm not sure which ones have made it so, it's like so feasible and so
It's
easy
so
to,
easy.
yeah, very easy. So, like always look out for community building in whichever industry you're in. So, for example, LinkedIn is one great platform, but if you want industry specific, contacts or social networking, again, you could use different sites or different.
Yeah.
There are so many Facebook groups. There are so many. Since everything's online, we have a lot of opportunities in every field, in every
It's
industry.
endless.
Yeah.
You could literally
So
Instagram, Google, anything, and everything will be available for you.
absolutely. Which reminds me, someone had asked, is this useful for IELTS exam? Maybe, maybe not. But we do have, and then since I spoke of groups, we do have a Facebook group where we cater to all the IELTS doubts and questions, queries, and keep coming up with tips and tricks. I think we'll put the link here in the chat box and you can join that group if you're interested in that. And similarly, for whatever you're interested in, there are thousands of groups, Instagram pages, platforms. So always look out for those platforms.
Yep, they will help a lot. Make sure you follow, pages or groups that are in basically in your industry. Make sure you are reading the newspaper or in any way, basically trying to get as much knowledge as you can, right? Because it's very important for you to understand how the industry works, where the new, you know, announcements are, or how you can learn new things,
Yeah.
words, information. Someone who works in basically tech can also follow American news channels to see what Elon Musk is up to. Someone who's into the financial markets can also follow people like Warren Buffett or Bill Gates to understand how finance works. YouTube is obviously the greatest option because a lot of financial advisors have YouTube groups.
Yeah.
Same goes with cooking, hospitality, travel. Everyone has a YouTube channel now to sort of share their knowledge, and you should make sure you find these channels or you find a way to learn the words and the information that they're providing, and obviously all of it is free. So I don't think it should stop you from doing anything. Just remember, guys, anything you need to do to grow is already available in the palm of your hand through Google and through social media websites. Don't hesitate.
Need to look hard enough.
Yeah, don't hesitate. And if you have any questions, just Google it. Ask us or Google it, and we'll help you in whatever way we can.
Yeah.
Okay. You can just Google best channels to follow in aviation, best channels to follow in IT, or something like that.
Someone here was from the food industry, so likewise.
Yeah.
And again, there are, as Divyam mentioned, there are so many YouTube channels. You can, I mean, again, there are so many opportunities. Then the other thing that I keep telling a lot of learners in my sessions is that they should continue reading and watching things. And you don't have to restrain yourself to that. Just for example, if you're in the food industry, you don't have to restrict yourself to cooking channels. You can watch other shows where, for example, The Office is a great show where you can learn a lot of formal words. Shark Tank, of course, if there are any enthusiasts. Shark Tank is another great show that you can watch. You can read if you don't like spending too much time online. There are multiple newspapers. There's the Economic Times, the Business Standard, so many newspapers that will help you with building a formal vocabulary. So yeah, there are just multiple ways, and
don't hesitate, guys. Trust me, the more you invest in yourself in this knowledge, the more results you'll be able to see. Maybe not in the short term, but in the long term. Okay. I think we have a question.
Yeah.
I can't seem to open it for some reason. Someone has asked, what is the meaning of ill-bred or uncouth? That is a pronunciation if you're wondering. Uncouth. It basically means doing something that is rude or doing something that is ill-mannered, something that shouldn't be done, something that people might not like. So something that is uncouth is, let's say Shambhavi and I are in the same team, and both of us had to do some work, and I didn't do my part, but she did her part, right? And the boss says, you guys didn't do the work, and I keep saying, yeah, Shambhavi is damn lazy, right? So that is something that is ill-bred or uncouth. That means I'm not done my work, and even if I had done my work, let's say Shambhavi says Divyam didn't do it, it is ill-mannered, because you should say, yeah, we will do it. Or maybe you can say, it is our fault that the project was not completed on time, because it is our shared responsibility. So don't do anything that is rude. Don't do anything that makes someone else look bad and makes you look good, right? I think
just realized it's such a good way to end the session. Like, just don't be rude, be kind to everyone, and okay, bye.
Yeah, just make sure, guys, you find more sources of content. Don't worry, Clappingo is going to come up with a lot of courses and videos to help you in terms of your business English, in terms of many other things. Okay, we have a big library of content coming up, and please make sure you subscribe, share this with your friends, let them know that Clappingo is the only place you will need to learn your English. Okay.
All sorts of English, IELTS English, business English, name it, we'll be there to help you.
Yeah, anything. All right, any more questions before we leave, guys? We were about to end in about 2 minutes. We have had so many comments. It's so cool.
Yeah,
I love it when we have so much support. Thank you guys for 10,000 followers, by the way. We are celebrating that, and we're going to come up with a contest for that. We will be announcing the contest soon, maybe by the 1st or 2nd. Make sure you keep following us, switch on the notifications if you don't want to miss out on the contest. It's
and
going
let
to be
us know what you would like us to talk about in our next live.
Yeah, keep making, like, keep commenting, keep telling us what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right. We love hearing it. We love the feedback. Dinesh, you can email us at info@clappingo.com, or you can use the chat support button on your dashboard. If you log into clappingo.com and your account, the small chat button on the bottom right corner. If you click on that, you can talk to the team about anything, any sort of issues you're facing with your subscription. All right.
All right, I think we're good to end. And yeah, just like Divyam said, don't be rude to anyone, be kind, enjoy your weekend. Yeah.
I think Somi has a question.
Oh,
Please, can we have a live session about where to use say, tell, ask? That's a very good suggestion. I don't think there'll be a live session for that, but I can ask the team to create a video, a 4 or 5 minute video about the crash course.
or
Somi,
we could definitely have a live session where we could use we could talk about these words, and then again other similar words like listen, I'm sorry, watch, see, view. So we could take these up, and of course we will come up with the live.
yeah,
So
no problem. Also, Somi, go through our videos on YouTube. We have a video about hear and listen. We have a video about watch, see, and something else. Yeah.
yeah,
So
look.
Chirag has already put that playlist in. Wow. So proactive. Very nice. Thank you so much. Swami, check out the link in the chat. It is the same playlist that you need. And we'll make sure we will tell you everything that you guys need to know. Thank you so much. We will end the session now.
We had so
Again,
much fun. Thank you for joining.
yeah,
And if you did find this helpful, please like and keep commenting, subscribe. Yeah. Thank you so
share
much.
this with a friend. Tell them, oh my God, look at this awesome channel we found.
Yeah. Yeah. Do
Thank you
that.
so much, guys. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.